You find it difficult to speak up in a meeting, to talk to someone you never talked before, to introduce yourself in front of a group, to speak to someone you feel attracted to raise your voice in a quiet environment. Do you need to be trained to handle all these situations? Do you need to find someone who coach you for public speaking, for events, for meetings, for business presentations, for confidence? What if all those situations weren't as different as what you think they are? Here's another view to view this. All these situations have two things in common. The first one is you speak. The second one is the sensation that you feel in your body. Some people call it pressure, some people call it anxiety, other people call it butterfly, some people call it excitement, but it's always the same. In all these situations, now if you reflect carefully about what happened to you in the past, you will realize that the sensation that you feel in your body in all these situations that are difficult for you is exactly the same. So what happens if you treat them differently? Then you have many problems. I have a dozen problems. They're all different and I need to take care about them one after another. Or strategy number 2, all these problems are the same because it's always me in a situation speaking with people with something intense that happens in my body. And that's all there is. If you think that all these situations are different, you will treat them differently and you will spend a lot of time getting comfortable at every one of those. And one day when you will have a new situation, for example, you will have to make a pitch in front of investors, you will back off again because you didn't train specifically for this and you will not know how to handle it. Whereas if you focus not on the situation itself, but on the sensation that you feel, on the fact that you're speaking, you will be able to handle every situation in the future, even the ones that you can't think of yet. And that's the difference between confidence and courage. Confidence is something that you get when you start to get used to do something. But the problem with confidence is that it's very contextualized. It means that your brain will handle the situations by making associations with everything that is happening outside. Which means that if you talk regularly in meetings in front of the same people, you will feel comfortable talking in front of these people, but whenever you will talk to other people, it will be extremely scary. If you always talk with people who are of the same age as you, will feel confident talking with people of the same age as you, but you will be scared, you will find it difficult to talk with other types of people. And this is the trap of confidence. Because as you get more confident doing something, you will tend to only do the thing that you feel confident while avoiding every other. And so you will miss most opportunities you can get in life. And it doesn't happen only with people who are at the beginning of their career. It happens with CEOs who are extremely confident talking to their teams of people, but whenever they are out and they have to make a presentation in front of other people or peers or people who have a bigger company, they freak out. But it's exactly the same. That's why you need courage and not confidence. Because confidence will let you down in the most important moments, where courage is something that you can always tap into. And courage means we are not looking to feel good, but we learn to act when it feels intense, when the pressure is high, when there are stakes, when there's something to gain or to lose. That's the power of courage. And the beauty is that courage is universal. Once you're courageous, you can handle any new situations that triggers pressure inside you, because that's the goal of your training. And the way to do that is to first recognize all the situations where you feel this pressure in your body. That's the goal. The second step is that you want to go into these situations and act, starting with something that feels somewhat easy, and then you increase the step. And if you want a full breakdown, I wrote a book about it. It's called The Extrovert Switch. The link is in the description. Then once you start to feel comfortable in a situation, you find the next situation that triggers the same sensation in your body. You rinse, you repeat, and you remind yourself that all these situations are the same because it's just you speaking up in front of people with a sensation that happens in your body. And that's the way you develop courage. That's the way you develop something inside you that enables you to have every opportunities you can think of in life. At least opportunities that are accessible in your current situation, because sometimes it requires some work to get into specific places or to specific stages. And now I want you to think of one thing that triggers fear, that triggers this sensation inside your body, something that happens often. Think of one and think of one way you can create this situation willingly in your life as soon as possible. Do you have it? Now I want you to think of a time where you will get into this situation with the goal of facing this sensation in your body and that you commit to do it. Because the only way to progress is through action. The only way to develop courage is by throwing yourself again and again in situations that trigger something intense within you. Until you have so many experiences in your past where you did it, where it worked, or at least it worked a decent amount of time, and it will give you the self-knowledge that you can do it, that you are someone courageous. I leave you on this. If you want to see other videos to overcome social anxiety and shyness fully and completely, you can subscribe to this channel. And if you found it helpful, you can leave a comment. It helps me a lot to know what type of content people find the most useful. Bye bye.